I like this one.
Can you have the Energizer Bunny hop across the screen?
Yeah, that's what you do. Brunswick's ENERGIZE releases on October 23rd, and it's playing Mr. Potato Head with some recent and familiar components, but sometimes those end up being some of the best releases. If you've ever said, I'd really like to see this cover with that core, here you go, and if you've wished for this combo specifically, it's here, and it's everything you hoped it would be. Test pattern is Kegel Chromium at Royal Crest Lanes, Lawrence, Kansas, and Angel's layout is the same as always. The ENERGIZE is simply a combination of the core from the Vaporize and the cover from the Hypnotize, albeit polished instead of surfaced. The Mesmerize and Hypnotize don't share the same core with the Vaporize. The Vaporize and now ENERGIZE share a very theorem number-like vintage zone asymmetric core. Just under a 248 RG, 048 differential, and an 017 int diff, so lower RG, not super high on either the diff or the int diff, but definitely still above mild or Tor asym type of numbers. The Mesmerize and Hypnotize, by contrast, have a 251 RG, 056 differential, and the same 017 int diff. This makes the core from the Mesmerize and Hypnotize get down the lane further and flare more, so they have more dynamic motions created from their core. But the ENERGIZE and Vaporize have an earlier, smoother, more controllable motion out of their core. HK22C Evo hybrid cover polished with crown compound, again same cover formula and cover type as the Hypnotize, just polished instead of sanded. Strong base cover with HK22 and cohesion, so it's going to dig and then it's going to move. I know you followed all of that, so we'll just move on. The reaction shape reminds me a lot of the Deviate Wicked Collision. It's a somewhat dynamic, climbing roundish arc. This one's a lot like a stronger Combat. It's a nice blend of a lot of different things. It's punchy, it's continuous, it's very controllable, stronger but not crazy strong or oppressive. There's plenty of recovery, plenty of hold, very forgiving. It just checks all the boxes, and I think you can see that. This is one of those lightning in a bottle type of reactions right off the rip. Despite the shine, I think as long as you're not on long and super heavy stuff, it can play on the fresh. It's strong and controllable enough that it's not going to be over-under on the fresh. Because it's continuous, it can get deeper pretty easy and chase it in as you get into transition, so I think the range of conditions and stages of transition coverage is going to be pretty wide on this one. It should also play about anywhere you want to throw it. I think you'll need higher speed if you want to play too straight with it. Angel did have to give it some room, but it pulled up and through the pins nicely. The lower RG gets it rolling and revving early, and the moderately strong diff and int diff numbers give it some flare and some torque, but still keep the move on the back end rounder so it doesn't burn too much making the turn. It rounds off and then almost seems to gain momentum on the back end as it climbs and continues. This is another ball that's going to fit for the widest number of bowlers a ball could fit for. Definitely on the stronger side, so if you're higher rev and or lower speed, it's going to be a lot of ball for you. But rev and speed matched and even speed dominant bowlers will have everything to work with. Enough strength but enough control to give higher rev rates, enough stability but higher speeds, enough dig to make it as versatile and effective as you could realistically expect a ball to be. It is top-of-the-line pricing, so not a deal, of course, but you're getting what you pay for. I think this one's going to be worth the price tag. I've also talked in the last several videos about the collection from CoolWick benefiting the local rescue that we support and fundraise for, which is Positive Tales KC, so I'll fast-track this a little bit. We have jerseys and t-shirts and even tank tops with $5 per tank or t-shirt and $15 per jersey going to the rescue, so follow the link in the description to the collection if you're interested. Any support is greatly appreciated. Discount codes will not work on these items, of course. They're for charity, so we wanted to make sure the rescue gets as much as possible, but remember that Rosedoll 10 still does get you 10% off other items on the site. This is a very high 2-ball and could absolutely be a 1-ball with the shine knocked off if you don't typically throw the really big sanded solid ASIMs. This isn't quite as strong as Track's Criterion Hybrid, but is slightly earlier and stronger than the new Criterion Inverse that's releasing with it this month. It's stronger than the Infinity Quest and Combat 2, though again marginally. I glazed the alert pretty good in that review, and I'm just going to hit the golden buzzer on this one. I think this is an S-tier type of ball. Forget A+. I'm actually going to reach out and see if I can get another one of these for me, even if I have to pay for it. Maybe it just really fits my eye or something, but this looks really good for Angel, and it has a lot of the extras you look for in ball reaction beyond just, oh, that ball rolls nice. The rounder shape is going to make the pocket really wide, or it'll help you carry the light hits, the half pocket hits, and the high flush hits. So look at this carry collection here just from filming. Light hit that really makes them dance. This one has Dynamic Core 2 in it, by the way, so it really energized the pins there. High flush hit that could have been a 4, but gets them down, so it's continuous without being too sharp or cutting through the pins too much. Dead flush hit that continues and powers through the pins after pulling back up from the ditch. Usually balls that get out that far kind of stand up and go a little forward. It's just tough to get something back from that far out with energy. Then the highest flush, I can't even call it flush, the highest trip 4 I've ever seen. That could just be one of those wild hits, but it happened. And then finally at the end here, kind of a fade through the middle that pulls up and drives. You don't get stuff that looks like this for Angels type of game typically, especially on this on this kind of condition. Remember, this isn't a house shot despite what it looks like. It's not a magic ball. If you average 170, it's not going to turn you into a 200 average bowler with one swipe of your credit card. This is just one of those heavy use, league killing, tournament killing, house shot, sport shot, fresh shot, transition shot, cliff shot, kind of jack of all trades, but seeming master of all type of ball. Brunswick has a pair of extra filthy releases this month, plus there's 4 more from a couple of the other brands coming with them on October 23rd again. Live commentary and discussion coming up next. Members will get the full version, though the full version of this one isn't really that long, if I'm being honest. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, leave those down below. Go. Oh no. That one's pretty diggy too. Just to
Between the two, I prefer that one over that one.
I think this one's it rolls a little earlier, I think, and then just a little bit more just a little bit more stable. That one could be a little floaty and flippy.
Darn it.
We edit those out. This one kind of looks like the Wicked Collision that you had.
Oh, yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Man, that's a super trick 4.
Can you have the Energizer bunny hop across the screen?
Yeah, that's what you
If you wouldn't get like demonetized or whatever.
Just no sound, just the little.
Right. That's why I said every shot just have to energize it, but just keep going and going and going.
They'd be okay with because promoting the product, so.
Feel like hit the dumbbell.
This video was brought to you by Panda Bear Productions. We put the in bowling.